In today's video, we're going to be doing a flip through of my 2 old sketchbooks and my breakfast journal. I finished these sketchbooks in the last year, so we're going to start with the one I finished last year, and then we're going to flip through the one I finished this year and my breakfast journal. As you can see, my breakfast journal is pretty full. I finished it this year. I've had it for I think 2 years now. I'm not really sure, but I've had it for a while. And here is a quick sneak peek of the next video I'm filming. I started filming this video because I sort of got art block on this video. It has to do with the emojis poll that I put out a few weeks ago. So yeah, just know that that video will be coming soon. So let's get into my first sketchbook. Here is the front cover. The front cover I didn't do actually till I finished it. Here's the dates I started and finished. So yeah, the front cover because I wanted to do it as best as possible. Here's the first page. This is my first time having alcohol markers. It's not very good. I just drew some people based off desserts. Here, there's a YouTuber drawing with waffles. I printed out some of her coloring pages, drew them in. And this is just random of swatches, drawing random eyes and people. I just wanted to fill in this page. Here for the background, I was messing around with my paint markers and put on some sticky notes and washi tape. And then I tried to do a page drawing the characters from a show called Free Reign, but it turned out really bad. Well, it was pretty good at the time. Here is a page I did based off the singer Jake. I drew some things to with his songs. This I really liked. It's the cover of one of his songs. And then I drew 3 characters from Mariah Elizabeth, another art YouTuber. I drew her characters as humans, Pickled Pink, Rosie the Dragon, and Lemon, and I think they turned out pretty cute. And then here I was doing the rainbow as people, so I have red, orange, and yellow. Here's using just Sharpie and highlighters for a drawing, and then here is the other people based off the rainbow. Now just some random sketches on this page. And this is doing what Google tells me to draw because I didn't have Pinterest at the time. It turned out pretty good, except the line art, I didn't have the Hoo fine liners I use now, so it sort of smudged, but it was pretty good. And then some random drawings of a cactus and eye. These are my 2 very first OCs, Jasmine and Avery, and I think they turned out really good. I really liked this page. This was drawing my character Jasmine in 10 different styles, I think. Here's all the styles I did. Some random drawings with watercolor background, and then the other part of the 10 styles challenge. I never finished coloring these in because I sort of got bored of doing this. But yeah, maybe I'll color those in the future. This is my character Jasmine redrawn in sort of my changed, updated style. And then to the right is a character I tried to draw all purple and a bigger drawing, scale than usual. And then I drew my 3 favorite art YouTubers, Sparkle Draws, Mariah Elizabeth, and Drawing with Waffles. Their profile pictures in my style. I really like how they all turned out and this whole page. I should do this again sometime. It'd be really, really fun. And then these are some more of my characters that I actually drew based off of my friends, and I really like how these turned out. Next was doing the challenge, Draw This in My Style. I think these are from Pinterest, and I just got some drawings and then drew them in my style. I really want to do this again sometime. I'll probably dedicate a video to it, and I really like especially how these 2 turned out. It was just really cute and fun to do. Next I did this page with lyrics of songs and some hand drawings with pen. And on the right is some more of my characters. I was sort of making up a story and possibly wanted to turn it into a book, but I never got around to it. And it's sort of themed off of planets and space, and I really especially like the first character. And then here's some more characters from the storyline. I really like the blue one. She turned out really well. I tried to do a digital drawing of her before, but it didn't turn out very well. So yeah, here's some more characters and some random pen sketches. This is a picture of me and my rabbit. I actually was running out of like skin tone shades, so that's why I'm like a little orange in that, and a drawing of the singer Jake, and then some more characters from a whole like different storyline I was making up, sort of like a dystopian story. And then I used my paint markers on this with a little letter envelope, and this was the drawings of me and my friends. I never finished coloring this in. I sort of just like lost interest in this page, but it is really cute. I liked how it turned out. This is a colored pencil drawing of an eye, and then this was drawing aesthetics as people, the aesthetic kawaii and cyberpunk. These are actually super adorable. I should definitely do this again sometime with different aesthetics. Comment below if you want me to do that. That would be really, really fun, especially in my like new style. This was a page, and I put in a picture and drew lyrics, and then my first realistic colored pencil drawing. I've definitely improved. Like the Harper Zilmer one I did was in colored pencil, and it's definitely a lot better than that. Another colored pencil one I never finished. And then it was 4th of July, so I was using these colors and just experimenting with using my paint markers. And then here was when I was starting school, so I drew some random things and then made up this character who I casted with my other character, Jasmine. This was me sort of experimenting with my style. I sort of decided on this one, but it didn't really turn out like that. I never really did my style like that. And then here I was experimenting with watercolor. I drew some different cats with watercolor and colored pencils and graphite. And then most of y'all might not know this, but there's like a show and book series, Wing Fire Saga. I drew some of the dragons from it. And then just some more random drawings. I just like randomly will draw things when I'm bored, so all these random drawings, that's why. This was me trying to draw a person just using highlighters because I'd just gotten some for school. I do not like how this drawing turned out. I don't know like what my inspo for that was. And then I was cutting out some things from a magazine and doing like a random page again, drawing me and my best friend and my rabbit as well. And then again, just some more like random animal drawings. And then this, I drew people based off plants, sun and the moon. I ended up only coloring in the girl that was based off the plants, and I really like how she turned out. And then I had just watched the Spider-Verse movies, so I drew like my spider Sona, I guess, like me as one of the spider people. Here was me just coming up with more OCs, redrawing my old one Avery. And then I was trying to draw like a bulletin board sort of thing, never finished it. And this was me doing mixed media for the first time. I really like how this turned out. There's like a lot of texture and things, and some ideas for my first page of my sketchbook. Another mixed media. I still like the first one better. This was like a random like character, I guess, that I drew. And then on the right was my first like acrylic painting I did of a horse. I actually really like how this turned out, especially for like using acrylics, trying to like actually draw a painting for the first time. This I drew just using a multicolored pencil, like a single pencil, and then some more character ideas, playing with lighting. This was the 4 styles challenge. I drew my character in 4 different styles. My style, realism, random like colors, and then cartoon, sort of like DreamWorks animation, I guess. This was me trying to draw an eye with alcohol markers, and then I drew like lips and 2 eyes, and it ended up sort of looking like a face, but that was not my intention. I was just drawing random things because I was bored. This is a character actually from my sister's book, and I drew this in school because I was in study hall and bored, and I actually really like how it turned out. I used colored pencils. Some more characters like from a book I was writing, ideas for my first page, and then I drew Little Riding Hood. Again, this is something I drew in school when I was just bored in free hour. And it was fall time, so I decided to do like a fall mixed media. I used watercolors and like dripped them down. And then this, obviously I put lipstick on and kissed the page a lot of times. I just thought it was like a fun idea. And then I finally got Pinterest, so I did drawing what Pinterest tells me to. I have a video on doing this. This is like my first one. I don't really like how it turned out. This I actually really like. I had lots of saved up packaging, and then this mermaid I drew in school in like English class. We were learning about, well, not learning, but like reading The Little Mermaid, and then some old swatch sheets. I really liked how this turned out. This was in February. For February, I was drawing birds. I only did 4 though. And this is the singer Jake again, and a YouTuber that I drew, again, just in school, so they aren't the best. And then some random sketches, again, in school. A lot of these things are things I did in school when I was bored. This, I was feeling nostalgic, I guess, and did like a thing based off like childhood and memories. And then this is a drawing of Jenny and Lisa from Blackpink. This, it was coming to the end of the year, so I drew like a little memory thing of 2024. And then the last page is a drawing of Felix from Stray Kids. And this is the back. I glued in some of like I think these are from the sketchbook itself when I got it. Now we are on to my Wreck This journal. Also, I meant to put the footage of my other sketchbook I'm gonna flip through before this, but I accidentally didn't add it. I thought I did for some reason, and then went on to editing this part. So just so you know, the other sketchbook was meant to be before this, and if I added it in afterward, it would have like messed up all my editing and things, so that's why this is second. But here's like the front, and then I was decorating the little front pages with all of like the words and like intro, I guess, to the Wreck This journal. I added sprinkles, drew ice cream, and then colored in these words rainbow, and then added numbers to the add your own page numbers page. And then just like made everything colorful and fun. I drew a little like colorful spiral here, and then on cracked spine I just made like a galaxy. Here is how my old style used to be. This is like before my sketchbook I just flipped through. I used to draw like so bad. I mean, at least compared to my style now. This is a little bit better, and then on the page, poke holes using a pencil. I did it, and then turned them into donuts. And then I just drew some random lines. I don't even remember what this page was. Page for handprints and fingerprints. I used like mud and then paint. Another little drawing I did, and then color this page. I did like a sunset. Throw something. I threw just tons of opened like markers and oil pastels and things. Make some rubbings. First I just did random rubbings before I realized, oh yeah, you're supposed to rub like over things, so I did pennies and stickers. Then I scribbled with markers and like my gold marker. Tear strips of color I did from the back with the pages it gives you, and then taped them in. And then I filled this page up with a ton of colorful circles, I think using like oil pastels or markers. And then this is even more updated of my old style with colored pencils, and then I drew oil pastels and sort of smudged them together to try and get them to turn into mud like the page said. Another old drawing, and then I wrapped up a popsicle stick. I don't know where it went. Another old drawing, and I wrote some thoughts, covered it up with markers. Don't even remember what I wrote there. This is when I started getting more like creative with it, and I really like this pattern. It's like rainbow, little like wave pattern, and then I used my paint markers to decorate this page. I really love how this page turned out. This, I like the right page. This drawing is not my favorite. Again, it's with like paint markers, so it didn't really turn out that well. But this is really cute. I like how it turned out. Climb up high and drop the journal I did from like my couch, I think. And then instead of putting the whole journal underground, I just tore out this page here and put it underground. I don't remember if I dug it up or not actually. So this is in the back of the journal, a list of things to do to the journal that you make yourself. So here's some of those things. Make the page sparkly. And I really actually like how this turned out. I put tons of glitter. This was cover the page in sticky things, so I covered it in stickers. I really like covering things in stickers like I did to the cover and the back of this journal. Next are some drawings of book characters, and this was supposed to be doodle like on an envelope like you would if you're on the call. I did, but then covered it with colors. Another old drawing of like a girl based off strawberries. And then collect fruit stickers here. I just have, fruit stickers. This was covered in office supplies, so I tried to do like cute office supplies because, it's like hard to find like cute office supplies. This is another one of the ideas I had with scribble art. And then rub here with dirt. I did a little circle of dirt and then turned it into like a coffee cup. And then test page for every color you can get your hands on. I just did art supplies and did a ton of swatches of different supplies like Sharpies, colored pencils, paint pens, alcohol markers. And then I did sew this page. I did a little pocket, and for some reason I put like an old gum thing in there, and then drew stitches with paint pens. Glue a random page from newspaper. I just did a magazine and then added like emojis and a rainbow over them, again with paint markers. This was another one of the things I added in, draw your alter ego. And so I just drew like a sad person because I'm not usually sad. A place for your grocery list. I just wrote a random grocery list, not actually one that we used. And then another one of the things I added, decorate a page with a theme. I chose pink. And then over here I cut up little pieces from the back of the journal and glued them in. This is dedicate a page to something, so I dedicated it to like the Stray Kids little animal characters. And then trace things in your bags or pocket, let lines overlap. I just traced things that were on my desk. And then another one of the pages I made up, favorite bands and artists. So I drew some different groups, and then collect the colors you like here. I drew like swatches of different colors I like with my paint pens. Another one of the ones I made up, draw nails and decorate. This I did really fast, so it turned out really bad. And I drew on papers, dipped them in glue, and put them here. Another drawing I used with colored pencils, and then a page of good thoughts. I just put some little quotes here. And then make prints. I just used some stamps and did random stamps all over the page. I gave this to my friend and told her to store this in any way possible, and so that's what she did. This I just smeared paint all over this page to let it dry, and then added little cartoon paint drips with my paint pens. Here was glue random things, so that's what I did. I just took a ton of random things I could find and glued them on. Here was infuse this page with the scent of your choice. I put essential oils on this. And then this was draw outside of the lines. I don't know what happened to this page, but it's all colorful. And then close your eyes, connect the dots to a memory. As you can see, I did not do very well at that. This is roll the dice to see what color, and I got black and just did all these black designs. Make drips. I just dotted my pencil everywhere on the left and then made little cartoonish drips with my paint pens. This sample various, I changed it to art supplies found in your home. So again, just more art supplies swatches. And then draw scissors, cut up color from the back. I did and glued it in and drew scissors and put stickers on this page. This was create something with pieces of your hair. So I made a jellyfish and then drew this drawing and stuck it in on this side. This I did what it said and drew with crown, and then used, instead of acrylic paint, I did my paint markers over top. And then I drew random things with a comb, a knife, and a brush handle. I punched this page, didn't really mess up, and then I put paint on my fist. This again, just random papers and glued them in. Find the way to wear the journal. I put it on my head with a headband. And then for a sign, I just wrote, be creative. And then I didn't realize it was supposed to be a word line of words. So I literally just drew a line. And then some negative comments. I just put some random things. Make smudges of color. I used chalk pastels and smudged them around with water. And then here I just wrote some random words and then drew tons of 4s on the left. Here was randomly cut out colors from a magazine, and I thought it would be funny to do faces, and it actually turned out pretty cool. And then this was draw with a pen in your mouth, so I just did tons of random scribbles. Here was giveaway favorite page. I don't remember what page I gave away, and I decorated it with a hot air balloon theme. This was do a weaving, and it reminded me of basket, which reminded me of Little Red Riding Hood, so I did a drawing of Little Red Riding Hood on the left. And then document time passing, I just drew tons of time because I wanted to get this over with. Work with colors you hate. I don't hate brown and black, but you know, like the dullest colors. So I drew like a black cat with mud. And then I have a secret message in here somewhere. I don't remember where it was. Wreck this journal. I drew on the edges rainbow, but with all the things you can't really see. Stain log, I just did alcohol markers. And then another one of the things I made up was write lyrics. So I wrote tons of random lyrics from different songs. Splatter, I just splattered different paint colors on here. And then I had packages I taped on. Collect dead bugs, I just drew bugs instead of actually collecting them because that's a little disgusting. I rolled the journal down a hill like at the end of our neighborhood. Drew rainbow, and then I turned the book into a shoe by like taping around my foot or something, I can't really remember. I slid it down a hallway, and I smudged like some pastels onto here, I think. And then I squirted hibiscus tea onto this page, but it like didn't really stain it, so I just drew where I had squirted it. And then another one of the ones I made up was draw a face, and I added my makeup onto it. And then decorate a page with tape. I don't remember if this was actually a page that it said to do or one I made up. But yeah, I did washi tape, fold this page, and make cuts with scissors. As you can see, that's what I did. And then add a new color to this page every day for a month. I did with markers. And then I just cut slits into this page, decorated these circles with markers. And then here's the page of the things I added into the journal, and I finished it on June 26th of this year. The acknowledgements, and then the back that I covered with stickers. And now it is time to move on to my last sketchbook that I'm flipping through. This one I just recently ended, and I started my new one. I started this in February on the 17th and ended it just in November last month. So the sketchbook y'all have been seeing me use my videos is like brand new. First we have an OC challenge. It was like a thing on Pinterest I saw, and we have 2 of these characters I made. Next are some characters from like another whole like character universe, I guess. In my last one, those rainbow sketches were just some things I did in school. A drawing of Lino from Stray Kids, another character that I did a character challenge to, and then Ian from Stray Kids. Some more characters from like that story that I had. And then I have a realistic drawing of Winter from aespa, and then on the right, a drawing of Yeji from ITZY. And then this is a page I did of the LO podcast. I have Cash, Kate, Kinsey, Gerald, which is like this dinosaur on the LO podcast, and Harper Zomer. And then some of my old characters that I redrew, and then a drawing of Hyunjin from Stray Kids. I really, really love how this drawing came out. And this next drawing, Chan from Stray Kids. This is also like one of my favorite like realistic drawings I've ever done. Don't mind that, that was a messed up drawing. Whenever I was doing the line art, it like moved, and so that was a lost cause. And then this was an album of Stray Kids that I drew the cover for, and some random sketches I did in school. And then it was springtime, so I was drawing some random like spring things, and then did a page based off of a song with lyrics and like a torn out paper from a book. More like spring themed stuff, a girl under a cherry blossom tree, and like another character, spring little like colors and everything. And this was an actually very old character that I redrew. Here is just some metallic watercolor I was experimenting with. And then I love this book series, Dork Diaries, so I drew some of the characters in my style. And this is a drawing of Gwen from the Spider-Verse movies. And then just some song lyrics again, and a little envelope. And then this is Miles Morales from the Spider-Verse movies. Speaking of, it's supposed to come out like this next year, I think. And then this was a random sketch I did of me, and some random eye sketches. And then this was an OC 3 marker challenge, so I picked out 3 random markers and drew a character based off of them. And then these characters are based off, are characters of a book that I'm writing. And this is an album of To Love in the 21st Century by Lynn Lapid, a drawing of the cover, some flowers, and some summer things I was drawing because it was now getting to summer at this time. My characters at the beginning I redrew to like experiment with poses, and then I just felt like drawing some eyes, so that's what I did. And it was June, I was doing a monthly art challenge, So I was drawing some flowers and another just eye drawing, another random little paper based off of the song, and more random drawings. And then this is me drawing Spotify as a human. I named her Tiff, and I actually really think this is like pretty accurate to what Spotify as a human would be. And then we have Pinterest as a human. Comment below if you want me to do more of these, but film them. And then this was actually an old drawing that's in my breakfast journal that I recreated. And this is Lola Sepp from Confessions of a Teenage Drama Queen, a movie. And this is my other LO podcast drawing of their like tour poster. I actually really like this, and I'm thinking about sending it to them. Comment below if I should. I think it's good enough to send to them. This is an OC I made just randomly named Bonnie Flores, and this is a drawing of One Young from Ivy. This is like my favorite drawing of like a girl that I've done like realistically, and this was just random doodle page. I was bored and doodled a character I made named Maddie. I actually really like how this character turned out. She's like one of my favorite characters. This was a redrawing of a drawing I have in my breakfast journal, and this is Hobie from the Spider-Verse movies. I need to finish him still, so maybe I'll do that in future, like art vlog. My character Maddie again, I just did like this cool like drawing where it's like her close up, her far away. That was drawing of like an ear, an eyebrow, an eye, and then some characters again from my book that I'm currently writing. The main character and like the other main character, like two main characters. Nova, another character from my book. And we are already done flipping to the sketchbook. This is the like swatch page I did when I first got it to see how different art mediums would work. Here's the back with a little sticker, and this sketchbook was actually like really good quality. I definitely recommend this sketchbook. Thank you so much for watching. Please subscribe, like the video, and comment below what you want me to do next. Bye!